So if we take a look at a picture of John Jones when he fought Brandon Vera, the guy looked like a freaking heavyweight. We take that John Jones versus the John Jones heavyweight looking now. That's a pretty closely contested fight, in my opinion. There's different strength levels, right? There's HGH, steroids, all these testosterone boosting things that you just don't have in the UFC, right? Or you do have, and they're just really good at hiding it. But the difference between an athlete and a fighter is that an athlete prepares for the competition that's in front of them. They prepare for whoever they have to face. LeBron James, an athlete, he prepares for the team that's in front of him. Same drills, same movements, but there's something, you have to do something different for a specific team. You have to play a certain different for a different team to prepare for that team. John Jones, an athlete, you have to prepare. He likes to prepare for his opponents. And you can always tell the opponents that he's had trouble with have been people like Thiago Santos, just wild, unpredictable. You can't read his movements. He's throwing all these weird kicks and different angles and punches and flurry of punches coming at you. Same thing with Dominic Reyes, always switching stances, always unpredictable, always moving. Gustafsson, always moving, unpredictable. So John Jones has trouble with those fighters. It has nothing to do with height, reach. It plays a part of it. But if you don't have the other variables, especially facing him, you need the wrestling. At least the defense. If you have that, the game, the fight is in your court at that point. That's how you beat John Jones. Being unpredictable. However you used to fight before, however you used to compete before, throw it out the window. He's studying every minute detail of how you fight, how you perform, how you move, how you breathe, how you train, how you eat, when you sleep. This is what you call an ultimate competitor, an ultimate athlete. He dives into your mind and he studies you down, up. So yeah, you want to beat him, you need to do something different. John Jones, can somebody at the bar beat John Jones? Yeah. Like I said, there's variables like USADA in play, different levels of strength, unpredictability, which he has a hard time dealing with. A random guy at the bar can beat John Jones. I mean, you may agree with this or not, but what does he have to study on? What does he know about you? He knows absolutely nothing about you. You could be an NCAA Division II national champion at heavyweight, right? His default is going to be to try and take you down. Now he can't take you down. So he has to figure out and predict. He has a lot of good tools. He has his reach, right? Conditioned, strong. But how do you beat somebody who's juiced up, who's a wrestler, and you have so much footage on you? He can study you. You know nothing about him. A fighter doesn't care about none of that. They're going to go in there, swing. If the takedown comes, it comes. Try and get back to the feet. They don't care about none of that. John Jones, I want to say he would freeze in the situation. Actually, let's put this. There's actually a good situation that actually happened. There was a bodybuilder. Although this is all situational, right? It was in a crowded area. I think he was supporting GAT supplements at the time. There was this bodybuilder, big guy, that came and confronted John Jones in front of a whole bunch of people. John Jones, he didn't necessarily freeze up, but he didn't engage this individual because he's been causing trouble. He's been wanting to fight him, but whatever the case is, right? But you can see John Jones, I mean, he was tentative. I mean, you can read into it, however you want to read into it. I'll probably post a clip if I find it.
Hey, po' boy, how much they paying you to pretend to be a nice guy? How much they paying you?
Hey,
to pretend to be a nice guy. 'Cause you know you're a dickhead. You know that. I ain't gonna go. No way. You ain't gonna do that. You know you're a dickhead. Everyone here knows you're a dickhead. Like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Everybody knows, right? That you're a dickhead. Do you remember? You remember when you had your brothers? Where's your brothers now? Where are your brothers now?
Bro, you need to step out lane.
Where are your brothers now? Where are your brothers now? Where are your brothers now?
You never needed it, brother.
Are you mad?
Goodbye.
Do something here.
He ain't gonna do nothing.
But he wouldn't know how to handle a situation like that. John Jones is a smart guy. He understands that there are people that are users out there. There are people with different levels of strength out there. There's people that are wrestlers out there, boxers. He doesn't know who you are. He doesn't know your skill set. John Jones is most comfortable when he's able to study you and know you. Why else would he, another good example, why else would he cancel the card with Dan Henderson, right? He canceled an entire UFC card because he didn't want to fight. I think it was Dan Henderson. It's either Dan Henderson or Chael Sonnen. But he canceled the entire UFC card because he didn't want to fight him on short notice because he likes to study his opponents. That's the perfect example. So, somebody he could have beaten easily. Right? And we've seen how he performs when he fights somebody on short notice. Somebody, OSP, not his best performance. He defaulted to his wrestling. He got maybe clipped once. But let that be somebody else that he can't study. It's a different fight for John. So yeah, John Jones is the ultimate competitor. The scariest guy in the ring. But you take him, the version of him versus Brandon Vera, and put him in the cage with him. That's an evenly contested fight. And he was at light heavyweight at that point.